You don't have to break the bank to make your garden beautiful. Whether you have a barren patch of dirt, an overgrown jungle, or a garden that needs just a little bit of love, I'll show you how to transform it without spending a single cent. And if you stick around to the end, Chip and I will show you my friend's $0 garden makeover that used some of these exact tips. Let's start with the most important $0 move that changes everything. So if it's just dirt, you want it to be dirt only where dirt's supposed to be. You would do some cleaning, and you could do some planting of lawn if you have kids or pets and you want a lawn that you're going to use. Or you could plant simple ground cover or shrubs. But if it's only dirt, think about a simple planting of some type and cleanliness. That's going to do a major transformation. It's true, to plant a lawn, you would need some seeds, but seeds are very inexpensive, and that can be done without a lot of cost. Or you can get cuttings of lawn or plugs of lawn from neighbors and friends that have a lawn, and you can get those for free and start that without any cost at all. Many plants, for their health, need to be divided, and when those divisions occur, you can take plants from neighbors or accept plants from neighbors and use them in your own yard, and that is truly salvaged plants. Here's a list of plants that can be divided. Ask neighbors for cuttings, and many times they have to do some gardening that renders some plants available that they would just throw away otherwise. Even if they're not throwing them away, a lot of times you can take cuttings from plantings that they have. Here's a list of plants that are easy to propagate. Also, there's gardening clubs that do swaps where you can easily get plant material or seeds. If you made the mistake of watching this video so far without subscribing, Chip and I have scientifically proven that when you do subscribe to the channel, your garden will look a lot better, and it's free. Maybe your garden isn't empty, but it is a wild mess. I've seen some of those. Here's how to turn chaos into cozy without spending a dime. You start with the most simple parts, which is mowing and cleaning. Even if you have weeds, don't bother to pull them. Just mow the whole thing. A little bit of water, keep it green. Green weeds look better than unmowed, messy weeds. And then you attack the overgrown nature of it, which is plants that are threatening the stability of your house and maybe with roots that are going under your foundation. And you want to look at things you need to remove. So you'll do a combination of removal, tree pruning, shrub pruning, but try to do it without really butchering them. If there's a way to prune them where you can still keep them looking like nice shrubs with a nice form, that would be your first goal. Always consider transplanting. So a lot of the plants might be usable, but they're all jumbled up together in the wrong place. Transplanting them in the fall is good, in the early spring is good, even sometimes in the winter. The worst times are the middle of summer and the middle of winter if it's brutally cold. And you can analyze everything in your yard and do divisions, move them around, plant them everywhere you think they might thrive. Sometimes ground cover grows in a way that you can just cut off a piece and restart it. There are ways to salvage rocks, bricks, stones, pavers, and we'll see examples of that in this yard that we're in. Some people salvage rocks from the side of the road or go to areas that are doing cleanup and just have piles of random rocks. Don't overlook curb fines, dumpsters. Goodwill has giveaways sometimes. Sometimes local businesses like fencing companies put out material that they dig up, a whole range of finding material that the owner doesn't want anymore and figuring out a way to be resourceful. This is the part where it gets inspiring. If your garden is looking all right, but it just needs that special spark, let me introduce you to Steve. He transformed his space using repurposed finds and creativity, spending little to no money. Now, I think you're going to want to steal some of these ideas. Let's start with the walk we're standing on.
What these are considered is fire bricks. And fire bricks are used in, for instance, like kilns and that. And these bricks were going out to the dump and there was a big pile of them. And I was asked, would you be able to repurpose these into something of value? And I said, yeah, I could probably put this in my front yard and make the yellow brick road.
You have a piece of decorative metal work there, and my understanding is that's a salvaged item.
It is salvage. I did pay very little for it. It was something that was actually in a pile of metal that was in a salvage yard. I just use it for decorative purposes, for the backdrop for my dissectum maple that I put in a pot.
The pot was already yours, or how did you get the pot?
Yes, I actually purchased that pot, and the pot was sitting in the back of a nursery. It had a big crack in it.
Oh,
so I repaired it and brought it home and paid very little for it because it was damaged.
I'm starting to notice a theme here.
Yes, crack pots.
Crack pots.
You'll look in different areas in a nursery, and they have certain areas where they have plants that look like they're ready to die. And so they just put them in a discount place, and you can get them for a fraction of the cost.
Or annuals they're ready to throw away.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was something even today I saw that you can come in. Even Home Depot has lumber scraps they will put in a pile. If you get there early in the morning at 6, you can get that for almost free. This particular fence here that actually separates us from the neighbors was salvaged from a neighbor around the corner, and he was ready to throw it out because it was a banister for their second story and decided it wasn't safe. So I asked if I could have it, and he gave it to me, and I installed it. And that began the whole process of wanting my fence with circles.
And since we're on that topic, how did you salvage this?
We went to a place that actually fabricate different types of metals, and they were throwing this out. It was scrap, and just had it framed out and then welded together. A friend of mine does welding.
Oh.
And so we put it all in concrete, and it's as solid as can be.
Yeah.
And people always know where we live now, because I always tell them I live in the house with the circles. Texture is very important to me in landscaping. So when I saw this, I thought, not only does it have texture, but it has color. And a friend of mine he was going to do some rock work, and he didn't care for it. And so I just simply said, can I have this? So I brought it home in my neighbor's pickup that I borrowed, that I didn't have to pay for.
Even the pickup was salvaged.
Even the pickup. And there's two purposes for the rock. Not only did I get it salvaged and repurposed, but it keeps the dogs from walking around my lamps, my path lighting all the way through. Otherwise, they'd all be taken down by now, because dogs don't walk in rock. This was given to us by my son and daughter-in-law that live up in the Bay Area, and they were going to toss this out. And this keeps, believe it or not, all animals out of my little flower bed here.
And you have it used throughout the garden.
And I have it in the same areas there to keep animals from walking through my garden.
And then this you also got for free, and you kind of put it all together. They don't necessarily go together, but they look like they go together.
I started that in by the driveway, and I worked this way. It took me 6 months to do this whole project. And the reason why it took 6 months is because, number one, I'm retired.
Yeah.
And I did it all myself. I didn't have any help. And I used whatever pieces that I was able to salvage to put it together. So there is no design. So when I got to here, this strip here looks completely different than anywhere else, because I didn't have enough to finish.
And what did you lay it on top of?
I used decomposed granite.
Was the decomposed granite salvaged?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Here's one thing I did pay for. The 659, my two grandsons painted that on there, and I even gave them a tip because it did such a good job. And this is where I put most of my annuals and perennials here to walk on either side of the main walk going up into the porch.
And when you plant your annuals and perennials that are going to look spectacular in another month or so, you use an interesting product to plant them in.
Actually, I use table scraps. What I do is I throw my little bucket that I have in the house of all my table scraps. I bring it out here, I throw it in there, then I turn it 50 times, 50 revolutions. The idea is to always make sure there's air going into it. And that keeps it, it speeds up the process of decomposition. At first, it took me a long time to figure out how much grass clippings, leaves, and then table scraps. That's basically my recipe.
I see. And how long does it take you to make finished compost?
I'd say at least 6 months.
Really?
And I can't put a whole lot more in that, because if I filled that up, I couldn't turn it.
So we're going to have a contest. I'm going to give you some John and Bob's equivalent of compost, and then we're going to see which works better, the Steve compost or the John and Bob's.
Well, I may have my own show.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see what happens. My wife and I love birds. So we thought the best thing to do was to bring in a water feature. And this water feature is completely free with the exception of the pump that's underneath. And what this is salvaged tractor discs. And then below that is a standpipe, irrigation standpipe. And inside that's a pump. It pumps the water up, it drops back down in there, and I have water feeding into it constantly to keep it from evaporation. And we get all kinds of birds here. I have videos of hummingbirds taking baths, robins, sparrows, a lot of finches this time of year. They get up into the tree, and it's a wonderful feature. I would suggest people look for scrap to make their bird bath, because bird baths are very expensive.
As you've seen, Steve did spend a little bit of money here and there over time to get his garden to look like this. And if you have a few dollars to spare as well and want to speed up the process, you can watch this video of ours to get a few tips on landscaping on a budget.